All right, you guys, welcome to class. My name is Teacher Chad. This hour we are going to be practicing our reading and pronunciation as we read through a couple short stories. The first short story we're going to take a look at is entitled A Different Time. And once we get through this one, I have a second one that we'll be reading through. That should take up the time for the night. Now, this is a class for advanced readers. Okay, it is for advanced readers. So let's see who we have in class so far. Hi there, Victor. How you doing? Victor, can you hear me? Okay. Not so much. You seem to be muted right now, as well. All right, let's see here. Ricardo, how you doing, Ricardo?
Hi, Chad. I'm okay, thank you.
Good, good. Nice to see you again. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Good. How was your weekend, Ricardo?
It was good, thank you. I went out with some of my friends, and we have a lot of fun together.
Cool, cool. What did you guys do?
Well, we went to a place. Let me think. We went to a place to one of my friend's house, and there
one of my friends' houses.
Houses, yep, houses, and we sang karaoke.
Okay.
And we ate. What we ate? Ecuadorian food, and
okay.
We watched a movie. That was what we did.
Cool, cool. All right, that sounds great. That sounds really cool.
Yep.
All right, very nice. Thank you for sharing. Let's see here. Well, hopefully Victor comes back. We have Unbottle joining right now. It'll take her just a little bit until she's up and ready to speak. So let's go ahead and get started. We have a few people in our class tonight. And all right. So our first story is in the Verblink chat box. You can go ahead and open that up if you'd like. And Ricardo, let's start off with you. Okay, please read from the derelict. Okay, and let me have you read down to. All right, read down to here where it says the clothes they wore, please.
Okay. The derelict sat with one leg wounded under his almost vertical torso, and he leaned against the dirty brick building. His clothes were soiled from neglect, and his shoes were not a match, either in style or in size. He wore them without socks, mainly because he did not know where to come by, and because socks were such a personal thing, he refused to steal them as he had the shoes. It wasn't particularly difficult to find shoes to steal, for he had done it many times before. There was certainly an abundance of drunken women and homeless men who slept in the alleys of the neighborhood, who in turn had stolen their shoes from someone else. There always seemed to be a new batch to steal from, who had never nicer things to steal. After a while, he learned to spot the new arrivals quickly by the clothes they wore.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to this word here. Instead of arrivals, it's arrivals. Arrivals.
Okay, arrivals.
Okay, good, good, just like that. Next up, we have the word stolen. So here you said had stolen. Okay, so let's take off the so it's had stolen.
Had stolen.
Just like that, very good. Okay, next up is this word here, the word is pronounced winos. Winos.
Winos.
Okay, it has to do with people who drink wine all day long. That's all they do is drink wine. All right,
Okay.
winos. Okay, our next word here is, now on this word you said particularly. Now, we do want to pronounce an R sound, saying particularly, instead of par.
Okay. Particularly.
Okay, now with the U, make sure to pronounce it
Okay.
particularly.
Particularly.
There you go. Good, good. Next up, we have the word neglect. And let's see here. Okay, right here, the word is pronounced neglect.
Neglect.
Okay, very good. Next one is the word wadded. Instead of wadded, it's wadded.
Wadded.
Okay, very nice. And the last one is the second word here. The word is pronounced derelict. Okay, stress at the very beginning. Derelict.
Derelict.
Good, good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chad.
Okay, very good. Let's go to, let's see, Amparo, how are you?
Hi, teacher.
Hi
Not
there.
too good, but it's okay.
Not too good. What happened?
I think it's a cold.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's coming. A cold.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully you're able to get over it quickly.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. All right. Well, let me have you read from Not That They're Clothes. Okay, finish the paragraph and read this next one down to here where it says disappearance varied each day, please.
Okay. Not that their clothes were all that new, but often they were several degrees better than the ones which he wore. Then, after the newcomers had been around a while, and if their clothes had not been stolen, they began to look like the resident winos that scrounged begged in that area. The clock in the window across the street read 2.2 two, 2 and 15 2 hours and 15 minutes, no,
Yeah, 2:15.
2:15, yeah. The uh, derelict had sat watching the second hand nervously, but accurately twitched from one notch on its face to another. The sidewalk was hot and had been for almost 3 hours now, except for the small area which was covered with his body. He would wait another 40 minutes, challenging the sound to disappear behind the building across the street as it had done regularly for at least the past 3 years. The exact time of disappearance varied each day.
Okay, all right, very good. All right, let's go to this word here. Instead of varied, okay, this is going to be varied. Varied.
Yeah, right. Varied. Period.
There you go. Okay, very nice. Next up, we have the word, let's see here, covered. Right here. So instead of covert, it's covered.
Covered.
Very nice. Next is the word accurately. Okay, accurately. Stress at the beginning.
Accurately.
Very good. Next is the word across. Now here you said across the street. Okay, give me unvoiced and unvoiced S's. Across the street.
Across the street.
Okay, very good. Next up is the word scrounged. Scrounged. Try that.
Scrounge.
Okay, give me a good S there at the beginning instead of scrounged. It's scrounged.
Scrounged.
Okay, very good. Next is, whoops. Okay, next is the word, let's see here. Okay, stolen. Okay, here, okay, instead of saying Stalin, it's stolen.
Stole. Oh, okay. Stolen.
Very good. Next is, okay, and if. Okay, so right here with the word if instead of if, okay, give me a short I, and if.
And if there.
Okay, very good. And the last one here, you added a D sound to the end of close, saying closed. Okay, so this is, and their clothes were all that new.
Not
Oh,
that their clothes were all that new.
there you go. Yeah. That was the beginning of the sentence. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, nice job, nice job. Thank you. All right, so we went down to varied each day, and let's see here, Victor. Let's test your microphone.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I hear you now. Very good. Welcome to the class.
Okay, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't. It stayed in mute. It's like you couldn't unmute it or something. Yeah, it was strange. Okay, please continue from but he looked. Finish this paragraph. And let's see, a couple here. Finish this one here, and let me have you read down to down his cheek, please.
Okay. But he took all this into account and waited, somewhat annoyed, for it to sink. Moving into the shade was simply not an option. This had always been his lucky spot, and besides he lacked the energy to move. He felt droplets form in the depressions of his eyes until they became heavy, as gravity took over and occasional fly discovered their salt. His pale, clammy skin puffed up in an abnormal swelling which gave him the false appearance of being well fed. A thick mass of grey-colored stubble ran solidly from just below his cheekbone down to where it disappeared into his frayed and stained shirt collar. The tufts of multicolored hair growing wild inside his ear cavities and the deep scar-like wrinkles in his face testified to the 50-odd years of his life. Years which had not been kind to him. He closed his sick eyes and felt a chain reaction of sweat streaking down his cheek.
Okay, nice job, nice job. Let's go to 4 words here. Okay, so this word, give me a good W instead of svet. It's sweat, sweat.
Sweat.
Just like that. Good. Okay, next up is the word wild. Okay, so this is growing wild inside his ear.
Growing wild inside his ear.
Okay, much better. That was good. Next up is the word colored. Instead of colored, it's color, colored.
Colored.
All right, very nice. Next is, in our last one, right up here at the very beginning, okay, we have the word took instead of took. Okay, open your mouth a little bit more there. So, but he took all this into account.
But he took all this into account.
Good, just like that. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chad.
No problem. All right, so we went to cheek. Okay, let's go to Ricardo. All right, Ricardo, please read from. Okay, and let's have you read down to this semicolon here, where it says cleanse the man somehow, please.
Okay. Which finally mingled with the moisture escaping regularly from his nostrils. This was his favorite spot. Before, when things got really rough and he couldn't squeeze a quarter out of anyone, he came here to his lucky spot. Then things always seemed to work out. He wasn't particularly superstitious, but he couldn't argue with results. Over and over he told himself that sooner or later someone would take pity of the disgusting sight and give him a quarter from some life-giving wine. He didn't mind thinking of himself as disgusting, for he'd lost any semblance of pride long ago. He knew what he was and what he'd become. When worse came to worse, he could always count on that same guy who came by every weekday, and without so much as a comment would toss a coin at him. The act seemed to cleanse the man somehow.
Okay, very good, very good. Let's go to, all right, our first word here. The word is toss instead of toes. Okay, it's toss.
Toss.
Okay, so we have would toss a coin at him.
Toss a coin at him.
Very nice. Next up is the word semblance right here. So the A sound here, instead of saying semblance, okay, we're going to pronounce either, you can call it a schwa or an I or a short E, saying semblance. So instead of semblance, semblance.
Okay, semblance.
Very good. Okay. Next up is, okay, these two big words here. So, okay, so instead of particularly, this is par. Okay, so particularly superstitious.
Particularly superstitious.
Very good, very good. And let's go to the word nostrils right here. Instead of nostrils, it's nostrils.
Nostrils.
All right, very nice. Here we have the word moisture. Moisture.
Moisture.
Okay, very good. And our last one here, this is mingled. Mingled.
Mingled.
Okay, very good. Very good. Nice job. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
No problem. All right, let's go to, let's see here. Mohammed. How you doing, Mohammed? Hi, Mohammed. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thanks.
Great, great. Nice to have you here in class. Mohammed, where are you from?
Egypt.
From Egypt. Okay, excellent. Let's have you read a little bit here, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, can you see what I have up on my screen?
Okay.
Okay. Let me have you read from "to absolve him," and read down to. Let's see. Let's have you read down to here where it says "for something personal or expensive," please.
Okay. To absolve him of some forgotten sin that he couldn't exercise from his mind. The derelict knew there was nothing complicated about his situation, or the solution to it. A drink of wine, and all would be good again. There was no such thing as enough. During good times, he drank until he buzzed out, or shared what little he had with friends. In sharing his wine during times of plenty, it assured the obligation of others to also share with him when times were raw and wine was scarce. The system had been well established long before he arrived on the scene, but more and more he had spent much of the day just trying to get enough of the sweet. elixir. For mere survival, nothing else seemed to matter. It was the simplest solution in the world. It's not as if he was asking for something personal or expensive.
Okay, all right, nice job. Nice job. Let's take a look here, okay? All
Okay.
right, let's go to the P sound, okay? So instead of simplest, it's simp. Give me a P, simplest.
Simplest.
Okay, nice job. Let's go to this word right here. This word is pronounced seen, okay, with a long E
Seen.
sound. Seen.
Seen.
Okay, very good. Next is the word rough. So the GH here creates an F sound. So it's rough.
Rough.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Uh-huh. All right, this word here, instead of obligation, it's obligation.
Obligation.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Next is our word during. Right here, instead of during, okay, it's an ER sound. It's during.
During.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Next is, let's see here. Okay, next is the word drink. Instead of drunk, it's
Drunk.
drink.
Drink.
Okay, now give me a good DR there. Instead of drink, it's drink.
Drink.
Yes, very good. Nice job. One more time. Drink.
Drink.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Next up, we have the word complicated. Right here, so our stress is at the very beginning of the word. Complicated.
Complicated.
Okay, now give me a good P. Instead of it's complicated.
Complicated.
Okay, all right, much better. Next up is our word new. Okay, right here, instead of knu, okay, it's new. Try that.
New.
All right, very good.
New. Okay.
Very good. And our last one here. Our last one is the word forgotten. Forgotten.
Forgotten. Forgotten.
Just like that. Okay, excellent. Nice job. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
No problem. No problem. All right, so we ended on expensive. Let's go to Amparo. Okay, Amparo, please finish up this paragraph and read down to. Let's see here. Okay, let me have you read down to here where it says just not queasy.
Okay.
Or uncomfortable. End on that comma, please.
Okay. A quarter isn't so much help. Most people wouldn't miss such small amount of change, but to him it meant everything, even life itself. He stayed out of everyone's way and didn't make a nuisance of himself except maybe occasionally, but he couldn't help himself. If you came right down to it, people owed him something. He could be on welfare or unemployment or something. That would cost a lot more than a lousy quarter. He opened his eyes and tried to move the leg that was lodged under him. It was asleep, so he decided to let it be. He wasn't going anywhere and didn't need it anyway. The relentless pain in his stomach seemed almost unbearable and had been that way for several hours. His last drink had been almost 31 hours ago. He was sick, not just queasy and uncomfortable.
Okay, very good. All right. And now, at the beginning of that sentence, instead of no just, it's going to be not just. Not just queasy.
Not just queasy.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. Let's go to our next word here. The word is cost. Right here, instead of coast, it's cost. That would cost a lot more.
That would cost a lot more.
Costa. Make sure to connect that T to the A. That would cost a lot more.
That would cost a lot more.
Just like that. That was good. Really good. Okay, next up is, the word occasionally. So here, this A is a long A sound. Okay?
Occasionally.
Okay. One more time. Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Very good. Okay. Next up is the word nuisance. The word here is pronounced nuisance.
Nuisance.
Very good. Very good. And let's see here. Such a small amount. Okay, so right here, you missed the A. Okay, so instead of such small amount, this would be such a small amount of change.
Okay, such a small amount of change.
Okay, all right, very good, very good. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, so we went down to uncomfortable. Okay, let's go to let's see, Vincenzo. How are you, Vincenzo? Vincenzo, make sure to unmute your microphone.
Excuse me.
There we go.
Okay, excuse me.
How are you today?
Fine, thanks.
Excellent. Nice to see you as well. All right, Vincenzo, let's have you read from but the kind of sick, okay? And let's have you read down to let's have you read down to here where it says of the brilliant white circles, please.
Yes. But the kind of sick only a junkie or a colic knows. Somehow he had to have a quarter. He searched for the pain in his stomach with his hand as if could pull it out and throw it away. The gnawing never seemed to stop, as if to were a hungry animal eating away at his guts, demanding the single nourishment it craved. He couldn't remember the last time he'd eaten, nor did food matter to him anyway. Food wasn't that kept him alive. It just made him sicker and always came up again. The dreaded DTS weren't far off, new. They had visited him several times before, leaving him cowering, humbled, and weren't far off now. They had visited him several times before, leaving him cowering, humbled, and totally out of control. The same cycle had repeated itself over and over again in the past. He was familiar with the sequence. His film-covered eyes squinted in the face of the brilliant white circles.
Okay, very nice, very nice. All right, let's go to, so we've got two words that I want to practice the difference between. So here we have the word covered. Okay, the word is covered. Give me a good V sound.
Covered.
Good. One more time. His film-covered eyes.
His film-covered eyes.
Very good. And the other word here is cowering. Good. Just like that. Okay. Excellent. Much better. Let's go to our word dreaded right here instead of dreaded. Okay. This is a short E sound. Dreaded. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Our next one here is the word gnawing. Okay. This is it's GNA right up here. Okay. The G is silent. Okay, so our word here is
Okay.
gnaw, gnawing.
Gnawing.
Okay, very good job. Okay, and our last word is right above gnawing. The word is searched. Searched. Give me a good ed ending.
Searched. Searched.
Very nice.
Searched. It's
Very
very
nice.
difficult. It's very difficult to
Yeah,
get this.
no, yeah, but you're saying it correctly. That's very good.
Searched. Searched.
Searched.
Yes. But
Good.
it's more clear for you, teacher. The
Yeah,
T
yeah.
is very defined for you, but it's not for me. It's
No,
not so defined.
when you're saying the word, it sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
It does. Yeah. Excellent. All right. Thank you, Vincenzo.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, let's go to Victor.
Okay.
All right, Victor, please read from. Okay, as he fought. All right, finish the paragraph. And read down to. Okay, okay, read down to here where it says the burning pain, please.
As he fought, the sun's glare. Finally they relented. His eyelids spasmodically twitched in protest, then closed. He wanted to get up and beg a quarter from the next passer-by, but found he couldn't move. Then, if he could just hold out his hand and let them know he needed a quarter, he managed to force his right hand from the sidewalk and laid it on his knee, displaying its dirty, empty palm. Now, someone would see his hand open and put a quarter in it. They had to. He waited for someone to come along and help him, help the dirty old man who couldn't help himself. He needed help. He wanted to cry out for help, shout it, but no audible sound came from his swollen, drooling mouth. His eyes began flickering more violently as he fought to keep them from rolling up inside his head. He couldn't keep them open, but the salty sweat found them anyway. In a way, he welcomed the burning pain.
Okay, very good. All right, let's take a look at two parts here, okay? All right, so I want to work on the T sound in dirty. So instead of saying dirty, okay, give me a flap T sound here. So help the dirty old man.
Help the dirty old man.
Good. One more time. Help the dirty old man.
Help the dirty old man.
Okay, good, good. And the last part here is, okay, so couldn't. He couldn't move. Instead of couldn't, using an oo, it's He couldn't move.
He couldn't move.
Good, good. Nice job. Now, the one thing here is the word spasmodic. Okay, that should be, instead of spasmodic, I don't think that's actually a word. It could be maybe another machine, but yeah, it wouldn't be a D, it would be a T, and then this should be an A, spasmodically. But I think, yeah, they spelled that incorrectly. You pronounced it well based on how it was written, but yes, the word should be spasmodically.
Spasmodically.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so welcome the burning pain. Excellent. Let's continue here. Ricardo?
Yep.
All right, Ricardo, please read from the pain. Okay, finish this paragraph. Here. Okay, and let's have you read down to here where it says, would be all right again, please.
Okay. The pain he felt was his only clue that he was still alive and not in hell. A car door slammed in the distance, then he heard footsteps. "I'm here. Can you see me?" he mumbled. "Probably a woman," the old man said to him. They won't give you anything." Men seem to understand another man's need and help him. After all, from where they are to where this derelict is, isn't that far of a fall. That one guy, he remembered, stared at him for a long time. Then he crumpled up a $20 bill, threw it at him before hurrying away. The derelict used a guilt and pity to wait a bank robber uses a gun. Both both were powerful weapons. The old man tried to look at the clock across the street. 15 more minutes to go and everything would be all right again.
Okay, very good, very good. Let's go to, all right, across the street. Now here you said across the. All right, so combine that S to the TH. Across the street.
Across the street.
There you go. That's it. Okay. All right, let's go to the word crumpled. Crumpled up a $20 bill.
Crumpled up the $20 bill.
Okay, now instead of saying the, it'll be Okay.
Yeah.
Try it one more time.
Crumpled up a $20 bill.
Okay, very good, very good. Next up is the word footsteps. Right here, instead of footsteps. Okay, it's footsteps.
Footsteps.
All right, very nice. And let's practice this here. He was still alive. Now, we want to combine those S sounds. So instead of saying he was still alive, all right, we want to combine the S's right here. Was still. He was still alive.
He was still alive.
Good. One more time. He was still alive.
He was still alive.
All right, very good. Okay, nice job. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chad.
No problem. All right, let's continue here with, let's see, Mohammed, you made it back in. How you doing? Mohammed, can you hear me okay?
Okay. Sorry.
All right, no worries. All right, Mohammed, let's have you read from he never got anything. Okay, and read down to, okay, so this is, okay, let me have you read down to here where it says, to anyone, not even himself, please.
Okay. He never got anything while the sun was shining. Nothing. Maybe the shadows made people feel better or more generous or something. Maybe it was as simple as that he presented a more beautiful picture of humanity when he was in the shadows where he belonged. He didn't care about the reasons, he only wanted results. Mesly Carter. Pretty soon the sun would disappear behind the building and he could blend in with the other shadows where he belonged. He mumbled something incoherently, then shouted, "My God, for a Lucy Carter!" His voice startled Basserby, who looked at him accusingly. Shook her head, then continued walking. His hand had fallen off his knee and shook spasmodically on the hot sidewalk. The mumbling grunt escaping from his mouth made no sense. Anymore to anyone, not even himself.
Okay, very nice, very nice. All right, let's take a look here at some words. First up, we have the word sidewalk. The word here is pronounced sidewalk.
Sidewalk.
Okay, very nice. Next up, we have the word shook. Right here, instead of shook with an oo sound, it's shook.
shock,
Okay, very good. Next is, okay, let's go to shook her head. Okay, so we're going to put that together. Okay, so shook her head. Try that.
shook her head, shook her head,
There you go. That's it. Okay, very nice. Let's go to the word incoherently. Right here, it's a big word. Okay, so incoherently.
incoherently. Again, sorry.
Mhm.
I want to listen it again.
Okay, sure. You could say, teacher, could you repeat that?
Okay,
So,
teacher.
yeah, so
Okay.
if you want me to say it again or something like that, you could ask me to repeat it, and that would be fine, okay? So the word here is incoherent.
Incoherently.
Okay? Oh, sorry, yeah, Lee at the end. So instead of incoherent, it's here. So add an ear sound, incoherently.
Incoherently.
Okay, so you're almost there. You're saying incohere. Okay, so right here you're saying hair. Right there we want E. Hearent.
Incoherently.
There you go, that's it. Okay, nice job. Alright, let's try some ED endings. This word here, instead of mumbled, the E is silent. Okay, and we only want to pronounce the D. The word is mumbled. Mumbled.
Okay. Mumbled.
Okay, same thing here. Instead of belonged, it's belonged.
Belong.
Okay, give me a D there. Belonged.
Belonged.
Okay, that's good. Next is, let's see here. Okay, the word picture. Now here, it sounded like you said pickature. Oh, where did you go?
Oh,
I can't find the word picture.
picture.
It's disappeared.
Uh,
Can anyone see it? Where? I swear it was here. Are you kidding me? It's totally... Oh, right there.
More beautiful picture.
There you go. Okay, all right. So a couple things here. So instead of the B sound, you want to say pick. Okay, and instead of pickature, it's picture.
Okay. Picture.
There you go. That's it. Okay, very nice. And our last one here, okay, is going to be people. Okay, give me P sounds instead of beeple. It's P. People.
People.
Good. All right. Nice job. Thank you.
Thanks, teacher.
No problem, man. Okay, so from himself. All right, let's go to Amparo. All right, Amparo, please read from He'd Lost. Okay, and read down to right here where it says onto the sidewalk, please.
Okay. He'd lost all control. Urine soaked his already sweat-stained trousers, and as he became almost childlike with the shame of it, cramps and spasms racked his neglected body and tortured his brain. Tears streamed down his face, and he was powerless to do anything about it. Just a few minutes more, and it would all be over. He'd have his quota, his life-giving wine. The clock ticked away the precious, damned seconds. Just a quarter, such a little thing to keep him alive, to restore his sanity, to give him some semblance of control again. He strained to see the clock, but his eyes saw nothing. He could no longer feel the sun's warmth, so he decided it must be behind the building. He had made it. Uh, Saliva streamed from the corners of his mouth as his body toppled over onto the sidewalk.
All right, very good. Okay, let's take a look here. Yes, so this word is saliva. That was good. Let's go to the word control. All right, right here. So the stress is at the end of the word. Control.
Control.
Okay, very good. Next is the word sanity. Right here. Sanity.
Sanity.
Okay, very nice. Very good. All right, so we're going to go to this word here. The N is in Nancy. The N is in Nancy is silent. So instead of saying damning, it's damning. Damning.
Damning.
Okay, good. Our next is the word precious. Instead of precious, okay, it's precious.
Precious.
Okay, very nice. Next up, we have the word, okay, trousers. Now here you had said it was like a D. Your R sounded good. It was like you were trying to say a TH, saying trousers. Okay, so it's trousers.
Okay, trousers.
Yeah. So yeah, your R was just fine there. It was the TH. I think you were pronouncing that like a, or sorry, it was the T. You were pronouncing it like a TH.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And this word here is urine. Okay, stress at the beginning. Urine.
Urine.
Good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to Vincenzo. All right, Vincenzo, let me have you finish this story, and I'll have you read. I'll have you start our next story as well. Okay? Go ahead and read that, please.
Yes. His voice trailed off in incoherence as his lips formed the name of someone who perhaps he had known long ago in another life. Bright colors and distorted animation ran through his mind. He didn't hear the quarter clank on the sidewalk beside him.
Okay, nice job. Nice job. Okay, let's take a look at two words here. First up, we have heed. Give me a good long E sound. Heed.
Heed.
Okay, just like that. And the last one on these lines is voice. Give me a good V. Voice.
Voice.
All right, excellent job. Okay, very good. All right, let's go to our next story, you guys. Okay, this story is the magic. Okay, I put it in the Google chat box and the Verbling chat box. Okay, and Vincenzo, let's have you continue here. Okay, so you've already read a couple lines, so let's have you continue here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have you read down to these 3 dots. Okay, the shock of that change, please.
Oh, okay, thank you. You know, when you get older, things that you remember when you were a child are often the best memories that you have. I know I tend to visit those places more often as my years build up. In writing the chronicles of my childhood, I became acutely aware of the differences between what could be described as the average way of life during that time period and those of today. The time period is in question is a mere 40 to 50 years, not much in the great scheme of things. Oh, excuse me, teacher. It's disappeared.
Uh-oh.
There's something strange. Okay, it changed.
Okay, continue where it says in decades past. Do you see that?
In decades past, changes took place at a relatively slower pace, allowing people to adapt and prepare themselves for the shock of that change, and make okay, finish.
Yep, just tell right there. All right, excellent. Okay, let's take a look at 4 words, okay?
Yeah.
All right, first up, we have the word allow. Okay, so you had said allowing. Okay, this OW will be an ow sound, allowing people to adapt. Try that.
Allowing people to adapt.
All right, very good job. Next up is the word decades. The stress is at the very beginning. Instead of decades, it's decades.
Decade.
Okay, give me an S there at the end. Decades.
Decades.
Very good, very good. Next up is the word average. Now here you said average. Okay, it's average.
Average.
Okay, very good, very good. And our last word is childhood. Now instead of saying childhood and using an oo sound, it's childhood.
Childhood.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
No problem. All right, let's go to Victor.
Okay.
All right, Victor, please read from and make no mistake. Finish that paragraph and read till. Okay, read till here where it says and why, please.
And make no mistake about it. Change is certainly a shock of varying intensities. I've read many volumes of stories, recollections, and chronicles which took place before and during the Civil War era, day-to-day, mundane occurrences describing in detail the actions of a person, such as rising from a night's sleep, the process of food preparation, morning ablutions, preparing for and doing necessary chores, etc., hour by hour, minute by minute, descriptions of life at that instant, their lives. It not only provided insight into those people and their way of life, but the timing involved, along with the series of events which either caused success and or failure toward their specific goals. One gets a better view of who they were based on an idea of what they did and why.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to the word did. Give me a short I sound. So what they did.
What they did.
All right, very good. Okay, next up we have the word failure. Okay, so long A, failure.
Failure.
All right, very good. Okay, next up is the word series. Instead of CDAs, it's series.
Series.
Okay, very good. Next is, okay, our word process. Okay, right here, instead of process, it's the process of food preparation.
The process of food preparation.
Okay, now instead of saying process, it's ah. It's an ah sound. The process.
The process.
All right, very good, very good. And our last word, I think. Nope, two more. This word right here is during. Instead of during, it's during.
During.
That's it. Very good. And the last one is a short I sound in the word mistake. Instead of mistake, it's mistake.
Mistake.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Nice job. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chad.
No problem. Okay, so I went down to and why. All right, here we go. All right, let's see here, Mohammed.
Oh, okay, hi.
Mohammed, let me have you read from with gradual changes. Okay, finish this paragraph and read down to, let's see, read down to here where it says the sum of his experiences, please.
Okay. With gradual changes, their motivations are mostly obvious to us because our own actions aren't that much different than they were. We understand why they did what they did, but today's rapid changes, those changes in motivation aren't always that obvious. obvious. I wish I could have been wise enough to write down some of the daily things I saw and did as a child. Um, arc, oh, sorry, archaic things that kids simply don't do anymore or that we just don't see anymore. A child's routine in the 1940s was so totally different than that of a child today that it isn't any wonder they grow up such different people than what we eventually became. Uh, that is accepting the premise that a person is mostly the sum of his experience.
Okay, very good. Now that last word would be experiences. Make sure to pronounce that S on the end.
Experiences.
Very good. Okay, let's go to our next word here. So this is going to be a child's routine. Right here. A child's routine. Try that.
A child's routine.
Okay, now give me a good CH instead of child's. It's a child's routine.
A child's routine.
There you go. Good, good. Next is the word archaic. You're very close here. Okay, the word is archaic.
Archaic.
Okay.
Archaic.
Very nice. Next is the word, the daily things. So here, okay, so the daily things I saw. Okay, so make sure that things is pluralized with the S. The daily things I saw.
Daily things I saw.
Okay, good. Now, this word here, obvious, at the very beginning of class, or very beginning of this this time you read, you said it wrong, but on this last time you said it right. Okay, so that was really good. So you recognize the difference here. Okay, let's go to. Okay, than theirs were. So much different than theirs were. Try that.
Yeah. Much different than theirs were.
Okay, now instead of were, it's were. Were. Much different than theirs were.
Much different than theirs were.
Good, yeah. So that word is were, because we have another word. Okay, we have were like this, and we have where. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are pronouncing the differences between them. Okay, were and where. Okay. And our last word. Okay, last one you already fixed, which was obvious. Okay, and that now sounds really good. Okay.
Okay.
All right, nice job. Nice job. Thank you.
Thanks.
No problem. Okay, you guys. Well, we are just about out of time. Unbottle was trying to make it around to you one more time, but we got a lot of reading in. And this week, I booked a lot of classes. I think at the 10 o'clock hour. So we'll be doing reading classes at my 9 o'clock slot, like I used to, like 4 months ago or whatever it was. Okay, so we'll be doing that this not the whole week, but I think it's like Tuesday through Saturday. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Very good. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for coming in. We'll see you. Take care.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Chad. Bye. See you
Bye.
later.
Good job, you guys.
Bye.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Bye.